Welcome to Classified Crime. Over the weekend, I was watching an interview with a female inmate at Lowell Correctional, and it made me think of the people Sarah might interact with once she gets to her final destination facility. So I thought we could take a look.
Who are the people in the neighborhood, in your neighborhood?
We can see that Sarah is still listed as being at the Women's Reception Center in quote-unquote close custody or closed custody, meaning one level below maximum security and always in an armed perimeter or under armed supervision at all times. And we know that she is sentenced to life.
It may be for everyone in this courtroom, but when I leave, this is forever. When you all leave, that this is forever. This is forever.
Enough of that. Anyway, the interview I watched was from Pierce Morgan's Women Who Kill series. The woman's name was Rebecca Fenton, and she was also from Florida, so I decided to look her up. And I will link the full interview in the description if you're interested in watching it. And here she is, Rebecca Fenton, currently at Lowell Correctional, also in closed custody, and also sentenced to life. So theoretically, she could be Sarah's new neighbor or one of the inmates Sarah will be interacting with on a daily basis, provided she is sent to Lowell, one of 3 women's prisons in Florida. I was unfamiliar with her case, with Rebecca's case. The most interesting part that stood out to me was that there was a lot of circumstantial evidence collected at the time, but not enough to arrest Rebecca until 5 years after her husband's passing, they arrested her. And she was also sentenced to life. Let's look at a clip of the interview.
Of an extraordinary miscarriage of justice, in which case your incarceration here for the rest of your life is unspeakably unfair. Or you're a cold, calculating murderess and the best liar I've ever met in my life. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know which one it is.
This area where the interview is being conducted looks like the visitors area where you can come and visit someone through the little windows. So I just thought we could pause and take a look at that.
A Clearwater woman says she walked into her home this afternoon to find her husband lying on the floor dead.
It's Larry A. Benton. And he loves me and I love him. And this cannot be happening.
I really think she thought she was smarter than we were and she was going to commit this perfect crime.
I will link the full interview in the description if you're interested in watching it. There was a lot of circumstantial evidence. When the case happened in 2008, Rebecca claimed that she was working out in their home gym, which was detached from the house. And when she came in, he was laying there in a pool of blood and she didn't know what happened. She claimed she checked up for a pulse before calling 911, but the evidence didn't support that because she didn't have any of his blood on her at all, and none of the blood around him was disturbed in any way. So the detectives felt that was suspicious. The other thing that was kind of a red flag was that the weapon that was used was a revolver that Larry owned. It was his own weapon that he kept in the home that was used to do this. So they found that suspicious. And she also had some things in her car. She had the keys to his vehicle, she had some jewelry from the house, and she had the weapon in her car that I guess her car was moved a little bit away, or his car was moved. One of their vehicles was moved kind of far away from the house, like a block away or something. And then when they were surveying the scene, they found the keys to his car in her vehicle along with the weapon, and she claims to not know how it ended up there. She didn't have any gunshot residue on her hands, and she didn't she could have worn gloves, but she didn't have any fingerprints on the weapon either. So that was another kind of weird circumstantial situation. There was a boyfriend apparently, and the boyfriend, I guess she had a prenup where if they got divorced, she would only get a limited amount of money, but if he passed away, she would be the beneficiary of his life insurance policy, and that was significantly more than what she would get according to the prenup if they divorced. So that was what the police thought her motive was. But she claims she was out in the gym listening to music. She didn't hear any of it. So that's kind of the gist of it. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear more about the case with Rebecca Fenton, if that's interesting to you, if you think she and Sarah will end up being neighbors, if they'll get along, if they won't get along. Let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.